everybody. Welcome to Detroit, home to Motown, Ford, Hitman Hearns, and an all-time hockey legend. It's one of the great sports cities in America. And of course, they also have a Pistons team with championship aspirations. But a little anxiety at Little Caesars Arena tonight for Game 2 against Orlando. As Cade Cunningham of the Pistons were stunned in the opener in a game they never led. How do they bounce back here tonight? Paolo Banchero and the Magic silenced this raucous crowd to draw first blood in this best-of-7 series. As we welcome you to NBA Courtside, it's presented by Michelob Ultra. You look at the brackets, the Magic were the only road team to win a Game 1, but already Game 2s, 4 different teams have won Game 2s on the road. And good evening, everyone. With Richard Jefferson and Tim Legler, Mike Green on hand, Lisa Salters with us as well. Between the drama in the play-in and some of these upsets early in the first round, we're off to a wild ride in these 2026 NBA playoffs. But maybe the biggest surprise was Detroit. Best team in the East all season. They win 60 games and they lose Game 1. What's the key for them in Game 2?
Biggest thing is get a bounce back from Jalen Duren. He's too quiet in Game 1, and you're talking about a guy who's going to remind people that they have 2 All-Stars here in Detroit. Jalen Duren in Game 1 just was not active enough. He did not get enough touches in the paint. At no point in the game did he have rhythm or impose his physicality on the game. You see what he's capable of on the offensive glass, and more importantly, the short rolls, the dives into the paint. That's why the points in the paint number was so low. Jalen Duren, you can see, an anemic night really offensively by his standards. He has to have a big bounce back to get this series even.
Meanwhile, for their opponent, the Orlando Magic, they underachieved during the course of the regular season, and there are a lot of reasons for that, Richard. But they certainly didn't underachieve in Game 1. Has a fire been lit under this team?
Oh, I think a fire has been lit under this Orlando Magic team. They say everyone has a game plan until you get punched in the mouth, and that's what the Orlando Magic did to the Detroit Pistons in Game 1. Coming out aggressive. What was so impressive to me was how they did it. Led by Paolo Banchero's 23, all 5 starters scored 16 or more points. It was a true balanced effort. Even more impressive, all 5 starters had 5 or more assists. It was a true team win, as we said, and if your starters come out and put numbers like this up, you're going to have a chance here in Game 2.
One of the fascinating parts of the NBA playoffs is how does a team bounce back after a difficult loss? With more on that, we check in for the first time with Lisa Salters. Hey, Lisa.
Hey, Mike. Well, Cade Cunningham said that Sunday's Game 1 loss was definitely a wake-up call, and he said the Pistons plan to respond. Cunningham said having a week off before this series started while Orlando was fighting to get into the playoffs, that may have given the Magic an extra level of intensity that Detroit just didn't match in Game 1. He said, yes, tonight will be about making the proper adjustments, but more importantly, he said it will be about coming out with the proper energy and maintaining that throughout the game. Cunningham said the message to his guys in the locker room has been there's no need to overreact, but at the same time, he said it's time to react. This has been NBA Courtside, presented by Michelob Ultra.
NBA Courtside is presented by Michelob Ultra Zero. Zero alcohol, just 29 calories.
Welcome to the NBA playoffs presented by Google. We are here in Detroit for the first round presented by Popeyes. This is the second playoff matchup between 2 head coaches who are very close friends off the court. The friendship between J.B. Bickerstaff and Jamal Mosley dates back more than 2 decades when they met as 2 young African-American coaches rising up through the coaching ranks. Mosley and Bickerstaff say they FaceTimed each other this past Saturday before Game 1 on Sunday, and that's all the communication they'll have until this series is over. Given how competitive they both are, they say competing on this stage can be difficult on their friendship, but they also both take tremendous pride knowing that they are 2 of only 30 NBA head coaches and that they're both here fighting for a championship. Magic Pistons, Game 2, coming up next.
NBA First Round is presented by Popeyes. Love that chicken from Popeyes. And in part by Google.
do our job, go out there and win.
I mean, whatever it's worth. I give whatever I'm worth.
Look out! Air Germany is just taking flight.
The Magic have stolen game one.
We showed today that we belong here. It's got to be consistent, though.
There's no confidence dropped from us. We know that team, they know us, so it'll be a long, fun series.
Say what we do. One damn game.
I'm way up, I feel blessed.
We just prioritize winning, and it's as simple as that.
Holmgren gets it away in time. It hits at the buzzer.
I ain't gonna say that we back or nothing, cause that implies that we're back from something.
Oklahoma City's humming.
They're the champs for a reason. This is an opportunity for us, and, you know, we have to lock in.
Good thing is, it'll start 0-0 in game 2.
Straight up. Way up, I feel blessed.
Magic and the Pistons from Detroit here at Little Caesars Arena, packed once again for game 2 of this best-of-7 series. The Magic surprising everybody with that victory in game 1. Tonight's starting lineup is brought to you by Metro by T-Mobile. All 5 starters for Orlando scored in double figures. For Detroit, only 2 of them did, led by 39 for Cade Cunningham, but certainly not enough. And this, what has been a magical red-hot season, had a little cold water thrown on it on Sunday for the Pistons. They were off for a week and then were beaten on their home floor, which has been such a tough place. Meanwhile, for the Orlando Magic, quite the turnaround the last 10 days. They had that awful final regular season game. Then they lost in their opening play-in game before they completely destroyed Charlotte and had one of the surprise victories of the playoffs in game 1 here on Sunday in Detroit. And guys, we talked about this before. This is one of the great crowds in the NBA. And they were so fired up before game 1. And they're fired up tonight. But you can almost feel the nervousness with the fans, Richard.
Oh, you can. And when you have that loss and then all of a sudden this energy, but that nervousness goes into amazement if your team can come out and hit first. They are waiting for a reason to explode, especially if you know this Detroit Pistons crowd.
I think the start is key in this situation because the building is going to start to feel the anxiety if you dig yourself a hole. Look, these two teams are built the same way. They want to play the same style. It's going to be physical. It's going to be played in the paint and on the backboards. In game 1, it was the Orlando Magic who played closer to their ceiling.
You know, the Pistons during the course of the regular season, best record in the East, 60 wins. They were 32-9 here on their home floor. The Magic, meanwhile, were not a good road team. They were under 500 during the regular season, but had the most impressive road win of the playoffs so far. They're going to throw it up again. The clock wasn't right. Our officiating crew, James Capers, a longtime terrific referee, Tyler Ford, and Ed Malloy. And here's Jalen Suggs. Suggs, who started, he got shot out of a cannon in game 1.